for socio-economic development. Because we have here in the South Sudan, we have Okazokeji over here. And also those who come from Aru and so on, will pass via here to go to Nimule and Juba.
At Laropi landing site, there are boat operators who work alongside the ferry transport system managed by the Uganda National Roads Authority.
As ferry, you cannot cross.
Other pending projects include tamaking of the roads that connects Atiak to Laropi with funding from the European Union, and Laropi to Moyo, as well as Afoji border with Southern Sudan using funding from African Development Bank.
In many other districts, why not us? Can you imagine we have been this way right from the time God created this world? We have been suffering. How many years now have we lived here since the creation of the world? For how long are we going to live in this situation? You cannot talk about Moyo without addressing, you cannot talk about the development, prosperity, the development aspirations of the people of Moyo without addressing the problem of a bridge on the River Nile. The day you put a bridge there and you upgrade our road from Laropi to South Sudan border, Moyo will be opened to economic prosperity, and the livelihoods and the economy of this area will grow.
Upon completion, it is estimated that at least 1,000 people will be crossing on the bridge daily, something that will improve the country's economic development and also improve household incomes by boosting trade in the West Nile districts of Uganda. Pedson Mumbere, Smart 24 TV.
Of course, this doesn't come as a surprise following the recent launch of the South Sudan-Uganda Business Forum, and it's going to be very influential to transact the goods and services. And West Nile is also known for having quite a beautiful scenery to attract the tourists right there, and you know, Sudanese tourists will be able to access that area very easily once that bridge is put in place. So it's a great initiative by the authorities right there to ensure that this bridge gets in place to improve the households of the individuals that stay within those areas. And now let's cross over to community development matters, assessing the impact of civil society organizations. As we know, a civil society organization influences and contributes to the development of different sectors of health, education, youth and child development. And of course, this will include agriculture and food security. With these, civil society organizations provide financial and technical support to Ugandans aimed at improving their livelihoods in line with the goals of the National Development Plan 3. Let's have this report.
Civil society organizations contribute to the development of Uganda, where citizens are empowered to engage in democratic processes. Honorable Nema Lungangira, an MP from Tanzania, highlighted trends in civic space restrictions and concerns on how CSOs can be sustained in Uganda. CSOs continue to sustain different sectors in Uganda, which is a high yield for taxes.
You contribute to the paying of taxes to the government of Uganda. So your salary, depending on what you earn, is cut to contribute to the economy. They use equipment, they use facilities. When we buy vehicles, we buy fuel, we pay taxes. When we buy computers, we are contributing to the business that is dealing in equipment. Yes? So you're already contributing to the economy in terms of buying those particular items you use.
We understand that vibrant operations of CSOs addressing public interest issues as per country's context is very critical. And there have been positive trends with concern over limited freedom of speech and violation of activities as per countries. Different countries have faced different issues. However, it's very important to understand that the rule of law, when we talk about the rule of law, it's very easy for this to be at risk. And that is why the role of CSOs towards holding governments and public service accountable becomes very key. However, at the same time, CSOs must also deliver upon their responsibilities as well as remaining ethical.
They're not supposed to make profits. They work with the resources, both human and financial, to do their work. We have civil society that are in health sector. We have civil society that are in agriculture sector. We have civil society that are in service delivery sector. We have civil society that are in governance and human rights and access to justice. Now, when you look at them, they are serving people. You cannot serve people without funds. And you cannot serve people without human resource, or without equipment, or without vehicles. So, how are they contributing to the economy? To start with, they make the human person or the person who works as an employee to gain service or to have gainful employment.
All civil society organizations, as you can see, they are very impactful to the growth and development of any community. And of course, they follow the lines of the National Development Plan 3. And now let's cross over to the Uganda National Roads Authority. The government of Uganda, through the Uganda National Roads Authority, has warned those personnel settling within the road reserves to settle somewhere else. And this is aimed to leave the city free for tree plantation to beautify the cities along highways across the country. Speaking to Alan, that's Alan Tempe Wachobe, the media relations manager, while speaking with Smart 24 TV, revealed the state of enforcement of operations that will commence on the 1st of September. Let's have this report.
UNRWA set to conduct enforcement operations on encroachers near land road reserves. Why UNRWA is doing this? What could be the possible solutions? The cost of living for Ugandans is likely to be very hard. The settlers should tighten their belts.
The Uganda National Roads Authority, UNRWA, will start evicting people operating in road reserves in Kampala City and on other major highways starting in September. The affected roads are Munyonyo Spur, Ntebe Express Highway, Kampala Northern Bypass, Mukono Kayunga Road, Mukono Katosi Road, Kampala Bombo Road, Kampala Masaka Road, and Busega Mitiana Road. Others are Kampala Mukono Jinja Road, Kampala Gayaza Karaji Road, and Kampala Hoima Road. Manager Media Relations from Uganda Roads Authority, UNRWA, Alan Sempe Chiyobe, in a discussion with Smart 24 TV, says that they plan to plant more trees to save the environment.
Doing a lot of reminding, writing notices to them. Now time has come for us to now move in. Only for those who have not voluntarily moved away. We have a good number of those who have actually voluntarily left the reserves after several warnings and reminders, but we still have those who are still occupying the road reserves. So we're saying beginning next month, the 1st of September this year, we will be undertaking action against occupation, against those occupying our road reserves.
He also added that they will be engaging with authorities in municipalities and cities, find solutions for the people displaced through compensation.
We have bus parks, taxi parks, and in our road reserves, we have engaged the municipalities. In Kampala, for example, at Bwaise, the Northern Bypass interchange areas where, taxis come and actually park, or they have established taxi stages. We've already engaged the local authority, and that is Kampala Capital City Authority, to try and establish where people can actually be settled,
Sempewa also added that they have 20 projects that Uganda Roads Authority targeted to build, though they have limited resources and thus only spend on emergency roads.
Roads which have no tarmac, as we call it. So those are the gravel roads or the maram roads, which also should be in a fair network. At least they should be accessible, they should be motorable. You have seen the rains, which have also taken us into disarray, But we are saying we'll do our best to ensure that we'll restore such roads that may be damaged by the rains, to ensure that we have our teams are able to move in as quickly as possible to intervene and allow access to people and their goods and services.
Smart 24 TV went ahead and had interactions with settlers in the road reserves to get their reactions on this order.
Pangisanga oli mu kizimbe munda oba oli kati nga waneeno wetuli tebakukompensatinga wabula bakompensate.
UNRWA does not compensate landlords inside the buildings, but they compensate those who have settlement businesses only and report just temporary small businesses as we look to other places else. Constructing roads is good, but on my side it affects me a lot. The only people who have benefited are the landlords.
Samuel Kirimunda, reporting for Smart 24 TV.
A beautiful city attracts investors and also other economic-related activities such as tourism. And Uganda being the Pearl of Africa, it's worthy as something to take into consideration to ensure that Kampala, the capital city of the Pearl of Africa, is a beautiful city to attract more opportunities. And now let's cross over to the Youth Empowerment Project that's in Kasamvu. That's the Kasamvu Community Cleanup Project. And in a bid to address the issue of poor waste management, the youth in Kasamvu are making briquettes out of solid waste and earning income out of it. This is not only a source of income, but also a better way of managing waste in a town that is commonly known for being poor managers of waste. Let's have this report.
It is just a stone's throw away from the center of Kampala, Uganda's capital city. Kasamvu zone in Kisingu Machinde division, a scrolling slum, mud water houses shack and a narrow mud-filled lane. To increase awareness of waste management and enhance community participation towards a clean environment, Act Together Uganda, recruited by JICA Uganda, conducted a cleanup campaign in the Kasamvu zone. Waste recycling enterprises are located at a shelter next to the West Bank. The main objective of this activity is to create a sustainable garbage disposal arrangement between KCCA, private solid waste disposal sectors, and the Kasamvu zone. Japan International Cooperation Agency has been partnering with the government of Uganda in the socio-economic development process of the country by supporting the priority growth of economic infrastructure, agriculture, and basic human needs.
COVID-19 pandemic hit this country and all over the world. We realized that the informal settlement and the dwellers in this area was disproportionately affected economically and also, from hygiene perspective, environmental perspective. So if you look at the river in this area, you will see a lot of rubbish. It's really dirty, but the kids and the dwellers will touch the water, and there's no proper kind of facility to wash hands, for example. So we decided to start this initiative in Kasamvu, in Namuwongo. Our support in this area, I think, is based on sort of unconventional way of doing that the JICA has been doing or other donors are doing. So we are introducing basically innovation here in this area. So
we had a one-on-one with the youths and they took us through the process of making these briquettes.
Twebaza nnyo n'aba Act Together ne JICA bebatuleetera ebintu bino kuba ogezaako nti tuve mu mbeera gye tulimu. Ffe abasinga tubeera nnyo tubadde ku street.
We are grateful to JICA and Act Together for this opportunity, as they have given us a chance to escape our previous lives. Currently, one piece of charcoal is 2,000 shillings so far. We've made 30 briquettes. We work as a team. for every product we sell. We share the profit. However, the materials used are very expensive, and that's still a challenge.
The project is putting in place a set of principles for the protracted operation and administration of the briquette producing in the area.
Just come here, make briquettes to improve on our skills, and actually we really need to get jobs. And sitting there doing nothing, it doesn't show a good picture. That's why we were called thieves and so many others. But since I came here, I think it was 2 months back, we started with one machine, but things were hard.
And of course, they are earning a source of income, and also at the same time, solid waste management is being emphasized at the end of the day. And you know, when the solid waste is put in order, you find that what could be wasted can be reinvested back as a raw material to ensure that income is earned. And of course, we wrap up the recap with the Uganda-Turkey relations. Turkey has developed economic relations with Uganda, which has led to an increase in trade figures. Turkish entrepreneurs have financed more than 1,750 projects that are worth $81 billion. However, business...
Turkey is the 19th largest economy in the world and is in the 13th place for the highest gross domestic product. It has a population of 83 million people, of whom the biggest percentages are youth. In terms of business, the country has over 300 industrial zones, making it the key manufacturer. However, Ugandans still have questions about how they can access the market in Turkey.
Of Sierra Leone cannot work together, but would prefer to work with the Turkish. Unfortunately, it's not easy. When you cannot work with your fellow citizen, then it's not easy to work with someone foreigner. It's more important if we can deepen our understanding and working relationship with citizens before we think about partnering with others. However, having said that, we shouldn't forget that Turkey is one of the biggest producers of cotton garments globally, and that's where we should focus. What do we have to learn from Turkey? How do they reach that?
Emeka Ikel, Uganda's honorary consul to Anatolia, indicated that there has been steady progress ever since this business relationship was established between the two countries.
Exports was $29,720,000 was 2018, and now we made actually 21 million. Already did it in 4 months in this year. That means it shows that Turkey and Uganda has already started a huge trade opportunities. 5 years ago, no one knew anything about Uganda. Now, when you go to Turkey, whoever you speak, they can tell you where Uganda is, what is the opportunities, and which area they can invest in Uganda.
Addressing the press, Utiku Bengisu, the chairman World Cooperation Industries Forum, called upon Uganda manufacturers to be part of the 7th International Business Forum to be held in Ankara from the 14th to the 15th September 2022 as a way of strengthening the manufacturing sector.
Business opportunity for all African participants and strengthen the trade ties between the African continent and Turkey. We hope to have with us a delegation companies and business people from your country, Uganda, and we believe that the participation for companies and Chamber of Commerce of your country will be of great benefit to you. The time is now. Grow your business with Turkey. Develop with your Turkey, because Turkey offers to Africa a different way, a win-win strategy. And we are here to not just thinking of export Uganda. We are here to discover the investment potential and to discover business collaboration and import potential from Uganda to Turkey.
Africa imports most of its raw materials from other countries, which Utiku says should be the other way around, which is the major purpose of this forum.
$20 billion import from African countries. And as we told you before, $7 billion we are directly investment in the African country. I want to give you an example, your close country, Ethiopia. The Turkish investment of Ethiopia now over $2 billion. More than 300 companies in Turkey, from Turkey in Uganda, they started manufacture in Ethiopia. It's a very important example for you. We are here to develop our business and to develop our partnership, to collaborate.
Ugandans were urged to limit on importations, but rather strategize on manufacturing the same products within the country.
To believe your potentials. Uganda is you call it Pearl of Africa, which is true actually. Everything is magic in here, air, soil, you got the water, you have the manpower. That's why you need to believe that Uganda or other African countries is going to be the future of the world. Uganda and the other African countries is going to feed the rest of the world actually. 70% of soil, lands, empty lands in Africa, also in Uganda. 80% of labor, employees, young people, they are living in Africa.
This business forum seeks to grow trade volumes between the two countries through business linkages, government-to-government meetings, exhibitions, investment facilitation, and advisory services. Prices for the business forum in September include the basic package, which will be at €950, that is approximately 3,682,700 Ugandan shillings, and the VIP package at €1,350, which is approximately 5,233,361 Uganda shillings.
And that's it for the news recap. And right about now, let's get into a short commercial break. We shall be returning right back. Stick around. Good morning.
Smart 24, driving business.
shashuri resu mu y'ikiruhuto cyawe mpora yitungire